What is up, everybody out there? Artist is Strong Style here to give you another deck profile. Okay, nekroz. So this is going to be my part 2 of the nekroz deck. So, pretty much, nekroz is a ritual deck. The whole deck is ritual. Of course, yeah, you're just going to need your materials to make your nekroz cards. Nekroz monsters, my mistake. So yeah, the whole deck is ritual. All the monsters are ritual. They all have effects. Rather, you're going to play them from your hand, most likely discard from your hand to the graveyard, or you're gonna play them on the field. It's a fun deck. Now, of course, yeah, a little bit of still, as always. You know, when it comes to rituals, I like to play the shadows because shadows are fun. There's gonna be a little difference in this deck, which is, of course, I will show you right here, Dogmatica. So, Dogmatica is fun to play. It's not that bad to use also when you're doing ritual. So this is going to be nekroz, Dogmatica, my mistake, and then a bit of shadows. So furthermore, let's go to the deck. All right, so you're going to go with your nekroz unicorn. Nekroz unicorn, fun to do. It's an easy level 4 to do. Pretty much. When it's on the field, once per turn, when it comes to your turn, all effects from the extra deck your opponent plays from the extra deck that are on the field, everything's negated. Everything. Completely. And of course, for example, everyone hates let me just get him since I have it. Right here. Everyone hates him. Red Eyes Dragoon. For example, Red Eyes Dragoon. If you're going against pretty much, yeah, the Ice Blade, because of the branded, or pretty much the new one is the Guardian Chimera. Now, pretty much they have huge effects, but as I just said, when it is on the field, when it comes to whenever they're going to play one from their link zone or whatever zone they're going to have, it's negated. So even though if Red Eyes Dragoon pretty much has the effect of it can negate anything, no. Nekroz negates it. They cannot stop it. Or when you discard it to the graveyard, search for any nekroz card, no matter what it is, as long as it's called nekroz, from the graveyard, add it right back to your hand. So, yes, if you want to go against any of these cards, most likely people are going to use... Well, most people don't use Red Eyes Dark Dragoon anymore, but it's still fun to go against. Guardian Chimera, it's one of the new ones that came out. And then now people are using the Fallen of Albaz, the branded version. This is what they want to bring out. Or, of course, I didn't show you this, but yeah, other branded cards are pretty much, yeah, you're considering the Titanian, Albion. Of course, yeah, I'm showing you others that I have, or pretty much, yeah, the branded. So pretty much anything right here. This is particularly, yeah, just other extra decks, extra cards. But, of course, yeah, most likely you're going against these cards, Dark Dragoon, Chimera, and then, yeah, anything of the branded. That's most likely what you're going against. So, Unicorn. Then you got Bryonic. Level 6. Easy to do also. When it is on the field, once per turn, you can target up to 2 cards from your opponent's graveyard. Then, here's what you do. 2 cards you choose, they go back to the deck. Go back to the extra deck. That's when it has the effect of it's on the field. Or, you can discard it, search for a monster. Search for your ritual monster. Nekroz. So it is fun when you have, like, yeah, Unicorn, Bryonic, And then I showed you, for example, just Dark Dragoon. It negates it, but when you have it out once per turn, you can send it right back. Because again, like I always say, it can stop Dragoon. The effect does not go. So when you have them both out, yeah, pretty much a lockdown right there, and you can knock out that monster straight back to the deck. Just hopefully that you don't get, Solemn Strike, Solemn Warning, Solemn Judgment, Evoc Valor, Ghost Ogre, even though a lot of people play those, or Interpreted Temperance, I think that's what it's called. The trap card you can play from your damn hand, which I hate so much as well. Because I don't play that, but I know competitive players will play that. So, that's Bryonic. So most likely you're searching for a monster, or you have the effect of once per turn, you can target up to 2 cards from your opponent, that are from the extra deck. Colossus is your searcher for a magic card, because when you discard it, you can search for any ritual magic card of a Nekroz. So yeah, just like Bryonic. Send away, search for a monster. You can even get Colossus if you want to. You can go send away, get Colossus, send away maybe. So you can send away 2 cards. And, or just, Colossus. You have it in your hand, search for a ritual spell card of Nekroz. The best one right here, my favorite, Nekroz Trishula. Okay, Trishula is like the normal Trishula that we know, the Synchro Master. You must do 3. Now, okay, Trishula. If your opponent has exactly 3 cards, rather from the field, hand, or graveyard, this is what Trishula can do. Banish 3. You must exactly banish 3 cards, rather from your opponent's field, hand, and graveyard. That's the effect of Trishula when it is special summoned out. Another thing about Trishula, it has the effect also from your hand. Quick effect, you can discard this card to negate the activation of a Nekroz monster. So that's a fact right there. Pretty much that's Trishula. If you don't have the effect of pretty much... So yeah, you get the idea. Discard it, send away, negate the activation of any kind of effect that would do to one of your Nekroz monsters. So yeah, all of them have effects, whether if you're going to discard them or summon them out. Now, the effect of Trishula is only on that one turn. And your opponent must exactly have 3. If your opponent has nothing, forget it. Here's another thing about Trishula. It cannot be done by one level 9 monster. You must do a copy of a maximum of 2 or more to make 9. It's not hard to do, because I'm going to show you how it's not hard. So, pretty much, yeah. Cannot do by one level 9 monster. It has to be done by a little bit of copies. And then my last one is Valkyrius. Decisive Armor, or, anything like, a Decisive Honor, the Catastor, or that new, 33 beat sticker, I believe that's the Nekroz called. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, it's a new one. I don't play those. These are just my only Nekroz monsters. Now, okay, Nekroz Valkyrius. He's pretty much your savior, to tell you the truth. Because when you discard it from your hand, you must discard him and discard another card of a Nekroz, no matter what it is. So most likely, sometimes you might want to get rid of your Colossus because you just don't need it anymore. Or if you send away Unicorn, get back your Colossus, whatever. So you recycle the whole entire deck. So yeah, you must send away Valkyrius, and you send away a Nekroz card, banish him. Well, banish the Nekroz card, send away Valkyrius from the graveyard. It ends the battle phase. So most likely, if you know you're gonna go against something that huge, okay, discard, remove a Nekroz card, negate the activate, end the battle phase. It's ended. Not stopping an attack, or stopping a card effect. No, it ends the battle phase. That's the cool thing about Valkyrius, of course. And also, if you're gonna make them, cannot be done by a level 8 monster. One level 8 monster. So that's the thing about Trishula and Valkyrius. You're huge monsters right there, but it cannot be done by a 1 monster. Unicorn and Bryonic can be done by a 1, except also the only little thing about Bryonic, it cannot be done by a Bryonic. So it can't be like, you know, discard, special summon, Bryonic. Can't do it that way. Now we'll go with a bit of so let's go with a bit of Dogmatica. So you're gonna go with the Ecclesia. These are spellcasters, so most likely you're doing a spellcaster deck. Not everything is spellcaster. Like Trishula is not a spellcaster. It's a warrior. But most likely everything is going to be spellcaster. So Ecclesia cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster special summoned from the extra deck. You can only use this, the following effect of Dogmatica Ecclesia, once per turn. So most likely just when it's, once per turn. So pretty much this is what she does. She is your searcher for the Dogmaticas, because when it is summoned on the field, once per turn, like I just said, you search for any Dogmatica card from your deck, add it to your hand. Anything you want. Except for Ecclesia. She can't go Ecclesia. So yeah, she's fun. And she's a light monster. So this is what I'm going to say why you're going to possibly want to use this for material if you want to do it. So yeah, Ecclesia. So yeah, this is the only little package you're going to be using for Dogmatica. So Ecclesia is your searcher for the deck. Then it's just Dogmatica, the Valkyrius, the Knight, level 8. Here's the thing why you're gonna want to use them. Anytime your opponent would play something from the extra deck, you could just summon already from your hand if it's in your hand. For example, just like I'm just showing you Red Eyes since I hate Red Eyes, but so anytime they were a Red Eyes fusion and just bring this out, okay, I'll special summon from my hand already. You're going against anything. You can special summon it from your hand already. Instantly. Quick effect, so it's done by any time you want to. And last but not least is the Dogmatica Maximus. Okay, he is very, very good, to tell you the truth. He's considered the best Dogmatica out of all. 15 attack, but 3,000 defense. Here's the thing. Now, if you're going to want to do this, well, my mistake, you're going to want to do this, you can banish one fusion monster, one fusion, synchro, Xene, or link monster from your graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. If you have materials from your graveyard, you can move from play, special summon this card. Most likely you're going to put them to defense mode to have a good 3,000 defenser. Once per turn, during the effect, you can send away two cards from your extra deck, send them to the graveyard. Then your opponent must send away, of their choosing, send away 2. So that's a little boost up of helping you get what you're going to need. Rather, you want to play some destruction from your extra deck, because there are some cards where you do some destruction, and there are some cards that's going to help you get your fusions. Well, rituals, my mistake, rituals. And so it's once per turn. You're just sending away cards. So it's just another way of how I'm saying you're going to send away from your extra deck. Very good also. And the Dogmaticas are like monsters. So this is when you're possibly, like I just said, because I'm describing of what their attribute is and what the effects do of Dogmaticas. Well, there you go. Then, just a little package of the shadows. So you're going to go Squadamata, Shadow Beast, Hedgehog, Dragon, and Windy. So just, you got a lot of, you can create to, like I said, when it comes down to Trishula, you need 9. But if you can go 5 and a 4, that's 9 right there. If you want to go into, yeah, dragon. Whatever you're going to make. Alright, let's go with the magic cards now. This is what you're going to need. This is what you need to play from your extra deck. Kaleidoscope, I love because it's considered pretty much the best Nekroz ritual card. And it's just my favorite out of all because I love using it. Okay. Ritual summoned by any number of ritual monsters. Tribute 1 monster from your hand, field, or send 1 monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. So this is what I mean by you're going to send away from your extra deck. Can only be done once per turn. Or if you have no monsters, you can remove it from play, from the graveyard, and add 1 Nekroz spell card from your deck to your hand. Hopefully you don't really have to do that effect because you want monsters out. Here's the thing also. Okay, it said for as many as you can make, right? Okay, so this is when you're going to want to use 1 high of a level monster from your extra deck. So what would be a good... I would go with 10 because this is when you're going to want to do 10. So any 10 doesn't matter. So I'm just going to choose Shooting Star Dragon as my material. It doesn't matter what level 10 you want to make. Doesn't matter. Just a level 10 monster. So Shooting Star Dragon is one of mine. It's just my number 1 out of all. But it says make by any. So what can you make out of 10? If you're just going to go into Kaleidoscope, I'll send away Shooting Star Dragon. Now it's 10. What can I make out of 10? 4, 6, 10. If you can pull this off, I've done it so many times. It works for me. It is so good. Because yeah, Unicorn. Negate everything. Bryonic. Send away everything away. Now, Unicorn's effect is only on your turn. So it can't be like, when it comes to your opponent, it stops the effect. Stops the effect? No, not really. So Kaleidoscope is the one to help you send away cards from your extra deck. So this is when you're going to play from your extra deck. Then there's Cycle and Mirror. It was, 2 Cycle, 1 Mirror, but since I'm using Dogmaticas, I had to switch it up to maybe just 1/1. So Cycle is, this card can be used as a ritual summon for any ritual. Of course, yeah, these are your ritual cards from your hand or field. Then ritual summon. Then ritual summoned. Summon 1 Nekroz ritual monster from your hand or graveyard. Exactly up to whatever you're gonna make. You can only use this effective cycle once per turn. If you control no monsters, you can banish this card and 1 Nekroz monster from your graveyard. So yeah, all of them have the effects of, if you have no monsters, you can move from play to search for a ritual spell card. So that's Cycle. Nekroz Mirror, considered the weakest one out of all, but Nekroz, you're gonna need all the ritual spells. By any ritual, monster tribute monsters from your hand or field and or banished Nekroz monsters whose level exactly from the graveyard. So most likely this is your helper to, you're gonna remove, but you want to play one from your graveyard and special summon it right back, you can do that as well. That's Mirror. It's just your helper to, if you want to, example, you want to bring Trisha out, you're going to go Nekroz Mirror, remove Bryonic, remove Colossus, get back Trishula right back from your graveyard, bring it right back out. Now, to do this, Nekroz Mirror, it must be Nekroz monster. So, and then Trishula, it can't be done by 1, but it can be done by a couple. 6, 3, 9. Bring back out Trishula. So yeah, decent, okay, but I'm just not liking Necroz Smear. But as I always say, you know, if this is your main deck, pretty much, yeah, you're gonna have to. Then we'll go with Shadow Fusion. Pretty much your fusions for the Shadow deck. You're gonna make a Shadow monster of whatever you're gonna make. Then what you can also do with Shadow Fusion is if your opponent played a monster from the extra deck, you can use material from your graveyard, send them to the graveyard. So if you want to make a fusion, you can send copies from your graveyard. Do that as well. Make whatever you're going to do. And of course, yeah, this is when you're going to want to use possibly the Dogmaticas, because they're lights. And then of course, yeah, I'm going to show you what your light shadow is. Then we're going to go with Nadir Servant. Okay, Nadir Servant is for the Dogmaticas. Send away one monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. So again, you're sending away from your extra deck. Then add one Dogmatica card or Fallen Albaz from your deck or graveyard to your hand that has less attack or equal to the sent monster. So you got to be wise about which one you're going to want to send and then by the attack. So just, yeah, your searcher plus you're sending away another card. So yeah, you have more options right there to send away more. And then the Dear Servant, you're just going to get a Dogmatica card. So if you do not have your Dogmatica Ecclesiade yet, summon it out since you could search for that. And it's like a +2. +1, you're sending away a card. So most likely Distraction again. You need something in the graveyard. And then +2, you're searching for a monster. Preparation of Rites. You're gonna, yeah, it's pretty much your searcher for magic card for your monster. Add one level 7 or lower ritual monster from your deck to your hand. Then you can add one ritual spell card from your graveyard right back to the hand. This does not say once per turn. You can do it as many times as you want. Here's the thing, okay. You can't go for Trishula or Valkyrius. Here's what you can go for. Colossus, Unicorn. Because Bryonak is a level 6, Unicorn is a level 4, Colossus is a level 3. You can search for these. Which is cool because, yeah, those are some powerful ones you need. Competitive players don't do this. I know this completely, possibly 90% or 95%. They don't like to play competitive. They like to play competitive, but I don't. So let's have some fun just using, yeah, just the simple Raigekis and the Harpy's Featherduster. Because I am not a competitive player. Just play for fun. So no Ash Blossoms, no... Sheesh. You get the idea. Those kind of damn cards, which I hate so much. I don't play trap cards. Well, you get the idea. Trap cards that are pretty much like monster cards, but from your hand. And then just Compulse, Torrential, Shadow Schisma, which is your... Pretty much you can play on your opponent's turn, which is most likely going to make a summon to play Ritual. Except for the material you're going to make, you must remove it from play, which is not a big cost, but you know the big thing is you're making a Shadow Fusion. And then last but not least, Dogmatica Punishments. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls, equipped to it, it's going to get destroyed. Then the cost is Send one monster from your extra deck to the graveyard whose attack is equal or higher. So I have just said almost every single card you're going to want to play, you have to send from your extra deck. That's what you're doing with this deck. No other ritual deck I have seen you can play from your extra deck. Now, I'll show you the extra deck. Even though if they're synchro monsters, I'm not using the synchro monsters. I'm using the effects of them. So, Herald of the Arc Light. When it is sent to the graveyard, you can add one spell, ritual, or monster from your deck, add it to your hand. So yeah, when sent away, that's what you're going to get. So that's what you're doing with the deck when you send it away. So yeah, anything. Dogmatica Punishment, the Nadir Servant. Well, Nadir Servant, you know, pretty much that's a, you know, just a 600 attacker. That's what you're doing, sending away. And it's a level 4, so if you're going to go pretty much the Kaleidoscope, that's 4. But then Kaleidoscope is, you can play from your, also, so you can go your Shadow Beast and your Herald of Light, because you can use materials from your extra deck, the field, or your hand, and send away. Now, also, the Shadows have effects as well. When Beast is thrown to the graveyard, not by a cost, which when you're not paying a cost, draw one card. When it is on the field, flipped up, draw 2 cards. 1 card must be thrown to the graveyard. Okay, so yeah, I'll explain what the Shadows do. If I didn't tell you, I'll just tell you now. So yeah, Dragon, when on the field, flip. Choose any card that you want your opponent has on the field that they control, send it right back to the hand. Send to the graveyard, destroy a magical trap on the field. Hedgehog, when flipped up, search for a magical trap of a fusion of a shadow. Send to the graveyard, search for a monster of a shadow. Squadamata, when on the field, flipped up, destroy a monster on the field. Send to the graveyard, send away another shadow monster. Flip, special summon. From your deck in the face up, face down position, except the Windy. This card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect. You can special summon 1 shadow monster from your deck. Put it face down. Or when sent to the graveyard, pretty much, yeah, I won't depend on that effect. But this is what they do. You're not paying a cost. Now, the thing also you got to be careful of, well, you know, since you're not playing copies, but if you were playing copies, you can only play by 1. So it can't be like, you know, Shadow Beast, draw 2, and then send away another Shadow Beast. But you're not playing those. You're not playing that, so you don't have to worry about that. And then just, yeah, you get the idea of what they do. So it's not going to affect you. So, yeah, here's another one. And this is when, yeah, you're going to want to play them. Like, yeah, 25 attackers, so it's not bad. Of course, you can search for your, when it comes to Dogmatica Punishments or Nadir Servant. Once sent to the graveyard, destroy a card on the field. And this, so yeah, destruction. Of course, I showed you a Shooting Star Dragon, so that's your high one right there. Then you're going to go with your Fossil Skull Knight, a 6. So you can even search this out, send away, press 6. Remove it from play, pop a monster on the field. So this is when you're gonna want to do, yeah, like kaleidoscope. You want to send away a level 6 to make your Bryonic. You can do that. Like, okay, kaleidoscope, send away. Special summon Bryonic. Send away 2. When it comes to your turn, once per turn, move from play, pop a monster on the field. So yeah, a little destruction you're playing. Now, okay, this is when you're going to play a little bit of the fusions because you are using shadows. So you go with your window. You need 2 shadow dark monsters. So yeah, you got darks right there. Cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. Each player can only special summon 1 monsters once per turn. While this card is face up on the field, if it is destroyed, send to the graveyard, search for any magic or trap of a shadow from your graveyard and add it right back to your hand. So most likely your Schisma right back, or you want your Shadow Fusion right back. Apploclone. Okay, this is when you're going to want to do this. You need 2 shadow monsters with different names. Okay, so yeah, this is when, yeah, you have, your only difference is your Windy. Let me get you so I can show you. So yeah, a different type. So Windy's all wind. Everything else is darks. So yeah, pretty much that's your effect right there. When sent to the graveyard, this card is sent to the graveyard. Then add 1 shadow card from your deck or graveyard and search for 1 card. So most likely you're gonna want to get your Schism. That's your play already. I think yeah, it's a level 6. So yeah, kaleidoscope, send away, search for your Schisma, and you're gonna play your Bryonic. Untitled. Okay, shadow monster plus a water. Now let me tell you about about this deck. You need waters, right? Well, I'll tell you this. All nekroz are water. If you need to get rid of a nekroz monster, there's your waters right there. Shadows you're playing right there. You need a water. All nekroz are water. Now, neither player can special summon monsters from their hand or graveyard by using spell cards by spell trap card effects. So, no Monster Reborn, no Call the Haunted, no Chaos Form, no anything like that. Cannot do it. And then yeah, all the shadows have the effect of when they're sent to the graveyard, get any magic or trap of a shadow from your graveyard right back to your hand. And then, where are you? Where'd I put you? Construct. You need a shadow plus a light monster. You have a lot of lights. So shadow and a light. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but your lights are Dogmaticas. If you need to get rid of so yeah, you have your lights right there. Your Dogmaticas are the lights. Must be done successfully. Of course, so yeah, just make your fusion. I'll read what construct is. So yeah, you send away your material, Start the damage step. If this card battles a special summon monster, that destroy that monster instantly. Construct does not die. That monster dies. Construct. It's like immortal a bit. Then when it is summoned, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target up to one spell trap card. So yeah, same thing. Get one right back from your graveyard, get it back to your hand. So what I mean by Schism, when you have it, it's a continuous trap card, but only once per turn. So let's say you activate it. So let's just say Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. Are they on the field? So yeah, let me put this up. Oops, my mistake. Dang it. Ah, there we go. Okay, sorry about that, but yeah. If it came down to this, they would have summoned that out. You play Shadow Schism. So, you would remove from play the materials you need. So, if you have Shadow Beast, remove it from play. Remove from play an Ecclesia. Special summon from your hand. Well, special summon automatically. So, attack, but remember, construct cannot die. Or they're just going to do a direct attack. No, I'll just do that instantly, and then, yeah, you have a monster out. So what does your opponent do? Rather they want to kill themselves, be my guest, or they can just end my turn. Because they can't go against construct. Things like that. You want to, yeah. Special summon. And then your Maximus, you send away 2 cards of different names. So you can even send away your Etnis, Herald the Light. Etnis, destroy magic or trap when it's sent to the graveyard. Send to the graveyard, search for a... That's what you're doing with this deck. And your opponent has to send away 2. So they're not playing that much, or they're going to have to get rid of like some of their best monsters they need. Get rid of them. And it's once per turn. So when it comes to your... And yeah, special summon. So if you had more copies of like the Herald of Light, remove from play, special summon, activate, send away, do a destruction, and search for whatever you're going to do. Or if you want to Skull Knight, when it comes to your turn, fine, remove from play, destroy a monster on the field. So you have a lot of destruction and searches. Or sometimes what you're going to want to do is use Clone, because when you send it away, again, you search for something. So search for your Schism. And you have a good defense. You can go into Dogmatica Ecclesia, summon. Search for whatever you're going to do. Whatever you're searching for. So let's just say, yeah, Maximus. Here's a little combo, okay. So maybe you're going to want to go for your, okay, let's say you had that. You had Unicorn. Cycle, send away, special. And if you have materials, you already had your Herald of Night, remove from play, special summon from your hand. So now you have 2 monsters out and do the effect of sending away 2 more cards, since that's what you're doing. Sending away, sending away. Dogmatica, you're sending away and you're destroying. Nadir Servant, you're sending away and searching for 1. So you have a lot you can do. You have a lot of destruction. You have a lot of searching. You have a lot of cool effects. And again, like I showed you, if you're going against most likely Red Ice Dragoon, you're going against Branded, so they would like to play their Ice Blade, their Chimera, the new one. And if it came to your turn, Unicorn, no matter what they played, most likely if they negate it, but let's say you could bring out a Trishula. Remember, it's negated, so Trishula's effect would go. So if you can banish away a card that is from the field, okay, no matter what these are. What if you wanted to remove from play? You can remove from play, and they can't even do it anymore. You must send, and then, yeah, you must, exactly 3. So imagine that. These are pretty much the, ones you're going to go against. Let me reverse it right back to here. Red Eyes Dragoon, everyone hates, and I know people don't use it a lot, but I'm sure people would still use it. You're going against Branded, so they're going to want to go for their Branded. And then their new tech one, Guardian Chimera, it's broken as well. Just hopefully when it comes down to when you're going to play these, I hate those magic and trap cards, even the monsters that are considered trap cards. Huge beast stickers right there you can get rid of. And of course, yeah, hopefully you don't get Solemn Strike, Solemn Warning, Evac Veiler, Interpreted Temperance, Ash Blossom, of course, Evac Veilers. And yeah, you're just sending away a lot of cards. So yeah, it is Nekroz, Dogmatica, and Shadows. So this was part 2 of the deck. So yeah, still Shadows, and then just adding in a little Dogmatica. And then yes, this deck you can play from your extra deck. No other deck, as I always say, I've seen a deck that can do that. So, hope you all enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. Show you more deck profiles later. Speak to y'all later. Peace.